run and the adrenaline will soar, and images. And that's what television falls for.
It is assumed that this was an impact from an American aircraft. The victims included 10 or 15 children.
If undeniably civilian, the dead could be reframed in vignettes without sound. The voice of the reporter replaced cries of pain. Anonymous bodies viewed without emotion.
I think we have ironically suffered somewhat in the United States because not since Vietnam have we seen war for what it really was. It has been somewhat sanitized. And I think it's enabled us as a people to not have any real experience of what the war was like in the battlefield itself. And I think that's a pity. I think you cannot, well, you can, of course, because we've done it. I think you should not portray the battlefield as somehow a clean and nonviolent environment. And I think in order to capture the violence of war, you have to show some of the violence of war. I'm very cautious about exploiting violence for the sake of violence. But to see war without violence is not really to see war.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Peter Jennings.
And American television did no better by their own dead.
Does continue, and it has been a long Sunday in the war zone. 99 U.S. servicemen and women have been killed so far.
Even with 500 reporters in the field, casualties were reduced to numbers on a graphic background, abstract and invisible.
More bodies of Americans killed in the war have come home. The Pentagon now officially reports at least 25 Americans killed in action. At least 40 others are listed as wounded.
A target, a flag, a number equals the consequences of war.
There was also grisly video.
Dead soldiers represented by live ones.
Soldiers from the same army unit.
And these photographs, released in error by the military to the internet, again forced television to take account of the war's cost. But even these respectful photographs caused a scandal. The White House was outraged. The Pentagon was outraged. To pause and reflect on the terrible cost of war was no longer the citizen's duty. It was an unpatriotic act. The television image of war invented during Vietnam was finally defeated. It took 30 years and 7 wars, but the Pentagon had won. Like Bush's promotional video to announce the end of the war, the White House press office cast the commander-in-chief in the irresistible role of an amiable cowboy fighter pilot, close to his troops. It was a new image for an American president. No other American president has ever worn a military uniform while in office. The end of a war used to be serious business. But that was before modern television turned everyone, even the commander-in-chief, into a celebrity, and every event into a spectacle.